Christopher Steele is a former intelligence officer. He's 50-something. He's a Brit. He's a former IO intelligence officer for the Secret Intelligence Service, better known as MI6. He wasn't an agent. He was an officer. So he would have run agents. He would have operated as an intelligence gatherer for Britain's overseas intelligence arm. He works or has worked for something called Orbis, which is a business intelligence firm in Britain. And he is the author of a dossier, a 35-page dossier, which was compiled last year and which he thought contained or said contained such scurrilous details about President-elect Trump that he handed it to the FBI in August. Now, he was allegedly hired by Trump's opponents to compile stuff in this. And the
opponents in America or
in America,
potentially Russia?
In America.
Right, okay.
Well, the allegations that are in this, and this has been published, by the way, not by the intelligence agencies in the States who deny that they've leaked this, but it's leaked out. 35 pages of this with, and I think you kind of alluded to it in the queue, some pretty salacious details about goings-on in a Moscow hotel room. I don't know if you ever, did you ever see From Russia with Love, the film, the Bond film? Yeah. It bears a striking similarity to the fake glass, the basically filming somebody's sexual activities from behind a two-way mirror. So there's all of that involved. Donald Trump has said it's absolute nonsense, it's fake news. Last night, an email went round from the Directorate of National Intelligence in Washington, going around to all the journalists and to everybody saying, we did not leak this. We've briefed the president-elect, we've briefed the FBI, we've talked to everybody, we've talked to the president, and we didn't leak it.
If the U.S. intelligence agencies are briefing the president, Barack Obama, the president-elect, Donald Trump, the FBI, does that mean what does that mean? What is the significance of that? Because if it's false, if it's fake, why would it land up on Barack Obama's desk?
That's a very good point. I mean, once it got handed to the FBI and was assessed in August, it started to get taken seriously because I suspect that there are elements of it that are true and elements which are not. There are some misspellings of names which are causing people to say, well, hang on a sec. Now, people who my colleagues have spoken to have said Christopher Steele is a serious player. He was a respected intelligence officer, and like many of them, they start second careers about the age of 50. They leave MI6 or MI5 or wherever they're working, or in the States, CIA, FBI, and then they start working for far more money, with much more freedom. They work for business intelligence, and he is one of those. It's unusual, I have to say, for someone to be so involved in politics, because obviously the intelligence officers have to be completely apolitical. Okay. But he's in the private sector. Probably there was a fair bit of money involved. The Russians are delighted that this is being denied by Trump, and one of their organs has put out, has sort of retweeted what Donald Trump has said, that he has had no dealings with them. The allegations are that the Russians, in this dossier, that the Russians have got compromising material on Donald Trump.
And that involves a tape?
It involves a tape, it involves details of basically a hold that they've got over him. So you can see that, given that this guy in less than 10 days is about to have access to the nuclear codes, he's about to be the most powerful man in the world. Do you want, if there was any truth in this, is it in America's interests for another power, which could possibly come into conflict with the United States one day, we hope not, is it in the US interests for them to have compromising material? Of course not. So they've got to investigate it, they've got to look into it, and they've got to raise it and alert the people concerned. But so far, the Directorate of National Intelligence in the US has not said if they think any of this is true or not.